Chapter 4. Since I decided to quit my job a year ago and became a free woman, my life has become very regular and simple. There is no more endless overtime, no mountain of planning and copywriting, and you don't need to stare at the computer every day for more than 10 hours. I am now making illustrations for several graphic magazines, and sometimes I design the cover of a book for the publishing house. Occasionally, my old friends recommend me to design at the press conference or exhibition hall. The number of methods are basically determined by myself. Although I am busy and sparse, if properly arranged, the workload will only be 3 or 4 hours a day. Suddenly I have more times. At the beginning, I was at a loss. I didn't know it was so long as 24 hours a day. With mild neurasthenia and shallow sleep, I sleep for up to 4 or 5 hours a day, excluding working hours. The remaining more than a dozen hours is like an unexpected gift from God. For more than 2 years, no matter passively active, I have chosen a gyro-like fast-rotating lifestyle. Suddenly, I stopped and became lost. My said leisurely, "It's really worthwhile for the great and good talents to be so laissez-faire," then blinked. "If you compare it like this, you have become happier." I quickly fell in love with this life. I never planned to learn French, or flower arrangement, nor did I rush to arrange a trip. Don't you want to have free time because you are too busy? Why do you have to rush to schedule various activities when you are free? I finally have a lot of time and I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep, read, go to the supermarket, cooking, maybe play video games, or go for a walk. It doesn't matter if you can't sleep, I can turn on the low-pitched record player to listen to music. Huang Ying sang softly in a thousand-turn voice, "I'm wondering how I come to be here." The evergreen leaves rustled outside the window, and occasionally the sound of a car's engine swiped along with the lights, like the beam of a lighthouse passing over the sea. There will be a flash of light and shadow passing through the gaps in the curtains on the ceiling, shrinking in the warm quilt and feeling like time has stopped, sometimes forgetting where you are, whether it is Tokyo, Paris, or Shanghai. Oh, if I had stayed by my mother's side, I probably wouldn't be like this today. It's only been 2 or 3 years, and I already feel that the years are making me grow old, and my memory is blurred, as time passed by. With the song, I hummed, "Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there, for once she was a true love of mine." The old songs of Paul Simon and Garfunkel were sung by Huang Ying, which is another taste. Scarborough Fair, my fair is over, and you're going to that fair again. When it's cold, I like to curl up on the windowsill to bask in the sun. At the beginning, I decided to move to this old-fashioned apartment. First, I saw that the environment here was quiet and convenient. On the other hand, as soon as I entered the door, I saw a large balcony and protruding terrace-style windows. I was determined to sit up, half lying in the sun, and the windows were pushed up. There is no anti-theft iron window or window screen, and the lighting and ventilation are excellent. I fell in love with it immediately, and although the rent was a little expensive, I still signed it immediately. My nodded and said, "Okay, the environment here is simple and close to me. It's easier for me to see you. Well, it seems that I am a goblin who harms the world, but I want you to be this immortal who exorcise demons. Yes, I know you like to bask in the sun, but be careful not to fall off the windowsill, and be careful not to bask too much and get freckles." My teased me. I have been coveting the beautiful woman's wheat-like honey skin, but I am as white as a ghost and afraid of cold. I always lie in the sun and say that I want to bask in bronze. After the beginning of spring, I gradually said goodbye to hibernation and often went to the park. Later, I basically became a habit. I went for a walk early every morning. When I finished things and had no plan, I simply took cameras, sketchbooks and novels to kill time. Sitting on the bench under the broad-leaved tree, it was very quiet around, with faint traffic on the road, the fragrance of grass and flowers in the air. Occasionally, birds jumped over my toes, and sleepiness gradually came, and I took a nap comfortable. Since I found that there used to be a special gardener in this park, I have added a little curiosity and admiration, hoping to have a chance to meet him. On the last day of April, I finally got what I wanted. However, the results are often unexpected. Cloudy day. Usually, in this weather I was thirsty to sleep. I wake up early before 5 o'clock that day, and it will be difficult to sleep again. So I start to get up. When I came to the park, it was getting brighter and someone was already exercising. Without the sun, the light is slightly dim, and the new leaves with green branches are also gently gray, as if they were a little melancholy. I casually walked along the path, bent over and looked at the flowers from time to time. Well, the last calla lily also declined, and the tulips grew well. This blue hyacinth looked particularly beautiful on such a cloudy day. My eye soon fell on a clump of plants, with grayish-green inverted ovate leaves, upright branches, overlapping pink petals full clusters, and sepals under the buds stretching around. Familiar fragrance. As if someone spilled a glass of cold water on my neck, I couldn't help shuddering and squatting down slowly. There is no need to look at the map. I also know that this is a Queen Josephine. The Frankfurt rose looks particularly delicate in the gray and charming morning. End of chapter 4.